Youth participation in politics is a topic that has sparked much debate and controversy. On one side of the dispute, there are those who argue that young people should have a voice and be actively engaged in political matters. They believe that the youth have fresh perspectives, innovative ideas, and untapped potential that can contribute to the development and progress of a nation. By allowing young people to participate in politics, it creates an inclusive and diverse political landscape that better represents the entire population. With their passion and energy, the youth can also bring about much-needed change and challenge the status quo. From this viewpoint, youth participation in politics is seen as a positive force that can lead to a more democratic society and better governance. On the other side of the debate, there are those who argue against youth participation in politics. They believe that politics requires experience, wisdom, and a deep understanding of complex issues that can only be acquired with age. They argue that young people may lack the maturity and knowledge needed to make informed decisions and may be swayed by emotions rather than rational thinking. Moreover, some argue that youth participation in politics may lead to radicalism or extremism, as young people are more likely to hold extreme views or be easily influenced. They believe that the focus should be on education and preparing young people for the future, rather than involving them in the complexities of politics. Proponents of youth participation in politics argue that by excluding young people from political decision-making processes, we are denying them their basic rights, undermining the principles of democracy. They believe that political decisions affect everyone, including the youth, and therefore, they should have a say in shaping those decisions. By involving young people in politics, it also fosters a sense of civic responsibility and encourages active citizenship from an early age. Furthermore, it can bridge the gap between generations, as older politicians can learn from the fresh perspectives and ideas of the youth, leading to better informed policies and decisions. Opponents argue that youth participation in politics may lead to a dilution of focus and priorities. They assert that politicians might be inclined to appease or cater to the demands of the youth, disregarding the needs and concerns of older generations. Additionally, some argue that young people may not have a deep understanding of the complexities of political systems and policymaking, which could result in misguided decisions or unintended consequences. It is also suggested that young people should focus on their education and personal development before actively engaging in politics, as this will equip them with the knowledge and skills necessary to contribute effectively in the future. One of the main concerns regarding youth participation in politics is voter maturity. Critics argue that young people may be easily influenced by populist rhetoric or superficial campaign promises. They may not have developed a critical mindset or the ability to analyze political information objectively. However, proponents of youth involvement argue that by actively engaging young people in politics, they can be better educated and informed about the political process, thus fostering critical thinking and a deeper understanding of political issues. Another point of contention is the impact of youth participation on policymaking. Critics argue that young people may have a limited understanding of long-term consequences and may prioritize short-term benefits or immediate gratification. They believe that experienced politicians are better equipped to evaluate the long-term implications of policies and make decisions that consider the greater good. However, proponents argue that young people bring fresh perspectives and innovative ideas, challenging the status quo and promoting positive change. Their involvement in policy discussions can lead to more inclusive and forward-thinking solutions. Youth participation in politics also intersects with the issue of intergenerational justice. Proponents argue that young people will bear the long-term consequences of today's political decisions, such as climate change, economic policies, and social welfare to effectively systems. Therefore, they should have a say in shaping those decisions. They believe that it is only fair to involve young people in policy-making processes that will directly impact their future. Critics, however, argue that young people may have a limited understanding of the complex interplay of factors involved in political decision-making, and experienced politicians are better equipped to navigate these complexities. In conclusion, the debate surrounding youth participation in politics is complex and multifaceted. Both sides present valid arguments, highlighting the potential benefits and drawbacks of involving young people in political matters. While proponents emphasize the fresh perspectives, diversity, and passion that the youth bring to the table, opponents stress the importance of experience, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of complex political issues. Ultimately, striking a balance between the representation of different age groups and ensuring adequate preparation and education for young people is essential, fostering a healthy and vibrant democracy.